And we just have had a really good weekend here at church. I have a few pictures here of our Easter egg hunt and party that we had yesterday. And what a great time it was. And you can see there, there's Ashley there. I showed you a picture last week. She was baptized about a week and a half ago, and she's here this week. That's her right there. Derek's pointing her out. There you go, right there. Yay! And so, go up and meet her and welcome her to the family. And so we just had a good time yesterday. We had 4 different tables of crafts, so it's pretty cool. And we also had more crafts. And then we had Edgar the bunny rabbit. He sounded pretty similar to the man who did communion this morning. And so did a really good job, and really appreciate Liz for all the work that you put into it, and all the helpers. Had tons of helpers to put it on. So thank you so much, Liz, for all the work that you put into that. And so what a blessing it is to have a church with so many talents, and what a great imagination to put something like that on. And of course we had it inside. It was snowing yesterday morning. That's what you're supposed to have for Easter egg hunts. And so we had a really nice big space there. It's a blessing to be here, that we have the facilities to have that indoors right now. If you're like me, you may be a little congested. If I have to pause or mute my mic like I did during class to blow my nose, please forgive me. Tis the season, right? So just appreciate your patience for that. So a lot of exciting things are happening with the church here. And this morning, I'm going to try something in my sermon that I've never done before in a sermon. And I'm going to use mostly pictures, and I'm going to be a little theatrical. Just try something and tell me if you liked it. And if you don't like it, just go the other way. And I'll take it as a hint. If you see me, go like this, and I'll know what you mean. And but I'd like to try new things and see how it goes. So here, we're going to start off with a verse. Matthew 5:14-15. You are the light of the world. A city set on the hill cannot be hidden, nor does anyone light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on the lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house. I think this is a really good passage for us to think about the Sunday before Easter. A lot of times Easter we're able and blessed to have visitors to come, and hopefully we will again this time next week. And so we need to remember that we are a light set on a hill for everybody to see. And hopefully we're living our lives in such a way. So does that bring something to mind when you think of a light on a hill? It does to me. If you've been to my house or my office, you see I have a lot of lighthouses around. I love lighthouses. I even have it on my business card. Also have our symbol as well. But I love lighthouses. And so I want to talk about a lighthouse today. And so I'm going to pretend like I work at a lighthouse, all right? So this begins my theatrical aspect. So when I say I and me, use your imagination. All right, you know what? Reading that passage what the pastor read at church the other day really reminded me that, we have all those rocks by the seashore, and, every once in a while a ship hits those rocks. We need a light. We need a light to warn all those ships that come, so they know about the dangers if they get too close. So you know what? I'm going to talk to some of my friends, and we're going to build the lighthouse. It's very basic, just enough to hold up a light. And so the ships, when they see that light, they'll know they're getting close to land. And I'm excited about this because I've known people that have had relatives that died in a shipwreck before. And I don't want that to happen because I know how I can help them. If I put that lighthouse there, they'll see that light and they'll be safe. They'll be so thankful. So I'm going to do it. So I built this lighthouse and I man it. Oh, it says here, be on the alert. Stand firm in the faith. Act like men. Be strong. And so that siren that you heard, that's the lighthouse. That's the siren. So I have to get ready. Take my coat off here. I got my life preserver. Thanks to Vandalia Rec Center. And so I put on this life preserver, and I'm out on the waters. I'm going out there because, a boat just hit the rocks. And so I have to go out there and help them. it's cut to my heart. That's why I put this lighthouse. They must have not seen the light. But that's okay if they don't see the light, because I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm equipped. I've got this nice boat. I'm the one on the side, in the middle there. I'm not driving. And I'm going there, and I'm going to help save these people. Luke 19:9-10. And Jesus said to him, "Today salvation has come to this house, because he too is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man has come to seek and to save that which was lost." And so that's what we're doing. We're going to this boat that crashed on the rocks, and I'm looking for anybody that we can save. We can't save them all, but we're going to do what we can. Been training ourselves. We've been doing what we can to go out there and save the lost. And the people are telling us the people that didn't get saved, but that's okay, because we're doing the best that we can. And look at these guys. They're just shocked. We put blankets on them to keep them warm, but I know they're shocked by everything that's going on. They didn't know what was going to happen. They didn't know the rocks were there. Otherwise, they would have stayed clear. But I was here. I was able to keep them warm. And I need to talk to them now. We don't have much back at the lighthouse. We have a little fireplace and just a little food that we eat ourselves, but we're going to share that with them because we want to help them out. Psalm 9:1. I will give thanks to the Lord with all my heart. I will tell of all your wonders. Those people that we've saved, they thank me so much. But you know what? They also thank God so much. Even though it seems like God's not there, they thank God for what I did. And that reminds me again at church where everything that I do it for God. I try to save these people. I do it because it's on my heart to save them, to help them. Because the rocks are so scary. The rocks are so treacherous. The rocks are so unforgiving. I want to help them so much. And you know what? We've been doing this for some years, about 20 years now. And we've been able to save up some money. And so we built a better lighthouse. It's got a wall on the outside of there, so it's not just a basic lighthouse. We built some homes around there so we can be closer to the lighthouse. Yes, it's more comfortable as well, so that really helps. So we're building up a little community here, and we have a reputation that we care for those that are in danger. We care for those that weren't aware of the rocks, that maybe didn't see the lighthouse, but we man that lighthouse. We keep that light going every day. And if a boat does hit some rocks, we are ready. We are prepared. We have our life preservers. We have our boats. We have the training. And we go out and meet them. I'm so proud of my little community. We're doing so well. And people are speaking about us and the work that we're doing. I'm so proud. I'm so excited. But things happen. Things change. James 1:2-4. Consider it all joy, my brethren, when you encounter various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance. And let endurance have its perfect result, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. That's kind of our motto. We know difficult times come. We know some of us may even get injured as we're trying to save other people. But we don't care. Because people's souls and their lives are that valuable to us. So we go in harm's way in order to help other people. I'm so proud. Now you saw those little houses that we had built. Well, time has continued to go on. And with technology and stuff, so many people know about the rocks. We're called on less frequent nowadays. And so the little puny fireplace that we had, we built it up to be nice. So when we did save people, they can come and say, what comfortable area that you have. And we use it too as we're waiting. So that's why we got some nice couches, and that verse that I just read, we put it on a nice frame and put it on a wall so we can think about it and see it every day we come in and see how much we sacrifice for and how dedicated we are. So yes, this is looking nice. It's so much better than what it used to be. Oh, we tell stories of how poor we used to be and how this little fireplace was so drafty. We would joke that sometimes we get even colder than what the fire gives us heat for. But now we don't have that problem. Look how comfortable we're living. It's so great. And then we come together for parties. We come together to eat. Now, what was that noise? Did you hear something? It doesn't matter. Look at the great parties that we're having. We're having such good times. What's that? That was a siren. I haven't heard that in such a long time. What does it mean? We have to go help people. Well, don't we hire people? I thought we outsourced that nowadays. I think other people do that. Look, we're not dressed for it. We're having this great party. And look, we turned that little shack and we turned it into a nice golf clubhouse because we had this beautiful area, beautiful scenery. We're so comfortable. And I don't hear the siren anymore. If it was really serious, that siren would keep going on. So I think they're okay. I think they're okay. It hasn't happened in such a long time. Surely people won't need our help now. And it's sad that in this scenario, the sole purpose of what these people had, they had forgotten. That they were supposed to be a light to ships coming in, a light for a warning of the treacherous rocks that are there by the shore. Psalms 119, 105 says, "Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path." David wrote that, and it's so true about Jesus, because Jesus' words bring salvation, don't they? The truth sets us free. We know all these verses that are so dear to our heart, but it's so easy to live comfortably. It's so easy to get comfortable in the situation that we are and that we forget the purpose that we have today. And so I want us to remember a few points here. The people's main purpose was to save those shipwrecked. Have you ever been in a situation that you went and you started a direction in your life with a sole purpose or a most important purpose, and you got distracted? Maybe when you were at college. While you were at college, some people say for the experience, to have a good time. And your parents will remind you it wasn't. You go to college to get an education, to prepare for the next life. Why do you get married? Why do you go? And you think of all these things. That we lose the main focus because of the extra activities. And that can happen to us. And the focus was drawn to their comfort while serving. They still kept the focus for quite a while, that when people come and we hear that sound, we're going to go help. But they had extra time on their hands, and they thought, wouldn't it be better if we had a nicer place to live? Wouldn't it be nice if we had a place to gather and eat? We could make fundraisers for the Lighthouse community. And they did it to the extent that their main purpose had become a bother. So when that siren came later on, they said, "Oh, why did that have to go on now? We're having such a good time." And they think that they should have outsourced it. Don't we hire people to do that? Don't we get other people to do that kind of menial task? We've done so much. We've built it up. We've got it ready. Now other people are supposed to do it. Now this is a precaution. It's not an indictment on our church family here. But I've seen this happen, haven't you? I've seen this happen with churches. I've seen this happen with movements. That we're so focused, we're so excited about doing things for the Lord, about doing the things that we're called to do, and then our focus gets off focus. And we get focused on ourselves. We get focused on our surroundings. And it's dangerous. is so dangerous. So you think of this lighthouse here. It really is. What is the lighthouse? It really is the word of Jesus, isn't it? Jesus is the light. We man the lighthouse. We make sure that the light's going good and strong, that people can see the light. But people confuse and think that we are the light. But we reflect the light. We make sure that the light can be seen. We make sure the light is strong so that people can be saved. Because whether the lighthouse is built there or whether people respond to the siren of the lighthouse, the rocks that can sink a ship will always be there. And we know this scenario, right? It's obvious. People are the ship. The rocks are life, the treacheries of life, the being lulled to sleep thinking that there's not really a God, there's not really a devil, there's not really hell and heaven. People are being lulled to that. And those rocks seem so relaxing, so comforting, but they're lethal. And people don't realize it anymore. So do we close up shop? Do we turn off the light because it gets expensive or it becomes cumbersome? It becomes a bother. We say, you know what? Let's just focus on ourselves. Let's just make ourselves as comfortable as we can because no one's going to listen anymore. Of course not. Of course not. Of course, Jesus never did that. Jesus never, when things got difficult, like it says there in James, when things got difficult, Jesus always kept going. The early disciples and followers kept going to the point of shedding the blood. And what kind of difficulties do we have today? Levels of comfort, not meeting expectations that we put on ourselves. The issue is that we need to be prepared. Like the life vest I wore, we need to be prepared. Because remember, our focus is saving the lost. The locus is saving the lost. Before I can go save other people, of course I have to put the life preserver on myself first. The first person that you're involved with saving is yourself. All of you that are here have done that. Jesus saves us by His grace. But we take that on, we put that life preserver on in baptism, and now we can go out and try to save other people. And to me, it's so encouraging that we have this great community that we do this together. But be careful of being too comfortable. Be careful of having to focus on yourself instead of the light, which is Jesus, or the lost that need to be saved so desperately. We have to always remember that. And so Easter, which is so exciting, where we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ, that He lives. He lives and He brings salvation to all that put their faith in Him. So this week before should be a reminder to us that He lives and brings salvation to those that believe in Him. That duty is on us to spread that word. That duty is on us to spread the gospel. To be always vigilant, to always be prepared, and never give up. And let us not be lulled to a slumber of inaction. Hopefully this encourages you. It's such a powerful metaphor to me. That's why I love having lighthouses, to remind me that if that lighthouse is not lit, is not doing its purpose, then people are being lost. As I spoke about at the beginning of this story, I recognized the need, and it called me to action. Do you recognize the need still? I hope you do. And that's the power of Jesus Christ. He comes and saves us. I don't know if there's someone here that hasn't responded, hasn't been baptized, hasn't been saved. Or maybe you've gotten too comfortable that the phrases of Christ, we like to put them on the wall, that makes us feel reminiscent of how we used to live or how we would like to live, but we don't live that way anymore. If you need to recommit your life, if you need to confess certain things, please come forward as we sing this song.